Hey everybody, this is Mr. Storm, and in this video we are actually going to create the Tell Me a Joke assignment. This is going to be our first fully fleshed out program that we can show off to other people in Scratch. So up here, I'm going to title this Tell Me a Joke. Okay, now the first thing I want to do is I want to figure out what cast of characters I'm going to use for this Tell Me a Joke. I already know what joke I want to tell, so I want to pick characters that are kind of applicable to that joke. So I'm going to bring in a different sprite. I'm actually going to kill our Scratch cat. I don't want to, actually, I'll leave him there. We'll see if we can find better sprites. So down here in the Choose a Sprite menu, I have Upload a Sprite, Surprise, Paint, or Choose a Sprite. I'm actually going to choose a sprite. Now, you'll notice that there are tons of sprites here, but we also had an option to upload a sprite. Uploading a sprite means that we can actually create our own art and bring it into Scratch to make something really, really cool. All right. Let's see. I'm looking for someone specific. I'm looking for... Oh, I have to use the puppy. How can I not use the puppy? Of course I'm using the puppy. Oh, that puppy is fantastic. Okay. Now let's find someone for the puppy to talk to. I want to kind of match the art style. The puppy is a photograph, so I want to use the photograph. The squirrel's cool. I want to use a photograph of something, maybe a cat. But I'm not really seeing a lot of photographs here. Let's use, I don't know. Let's go with D Money. Okay, D Money is going to be, and we actually don't need Scratch here, our Scratch cat. We can get rid of him. So I'm going to kill Scratch cat. All right, so we have D Money and we have our puppy here. All right. Now you can just position them just by clicking and moving them around in your scene. Now, I want to change the background because this white void is a little bit weird and off-putting. So I'm going to come down here in the stage menu, and I have a lot of the same options. I can upload a backdrop, surprise, paint, or choose a backdrop. Let's choose a backdrop. We have all kinds of really cool backdrops here, actually. Tons of stuff. Now I have a photograph. Both of my characters are photographs, so I don't want to put them in a cartoon background, but I want something that kind of applies to what they're... Let's put them on the boardwalk. That's a good place. Ooh, that was perfect, actually. Okay. So now I want to create a conversation between our puppy and D Money. So what we need to do is I actually want D Money to be the first person to initiate the conversation. Now notice that with these sprites, there are actually tons of costumes within the sprite. So we can have, you know, other poses that he's in. Let's see. So I can change the pose for D Money. I actually like the original stance. That's fine. But you can change the poses here as well. It's completely up to you. All right. Now for D Money, what I want to do is I want to think about how do I want to run the program? Well, I want to start with when the green flag is clicked, I want D Money to say, "Hey puppy, tell me a joke." And we'll do it for, let's say 3 seconds. 2 just feels a little slow to me. Now, I need some way to indicate to the puppy that we are ready for him to talk. We're ready for him to start telling his joke. So what I need to do is I need to use something called a broadcast. Broadcasts are... Really, it's just kind of like a message that we're sending to everything else in the game. Or in the thing here. So I'm going to use this broadcast block and click that right in. Now notice that it says broadcast message 1. Message 1 is the default message, but we don't want that, right? We want to name our broadcasts something that's relevant to the conversation. So I'm going to say this is going to be joke start. We'll do it like that, joke start. So we're going to broadcast the joke start message. Now with the puppy over here, we need him to, when he receives the joke start message, he's going to do something. So what we want him to do is say, oh, okay, what do you call a dog who knows magic? All right. And we'll say that for, let's say 4 seconds so that we can read it. There's a lot of text there. What do you call a dog who knows magic? All right. Now we need to send it back to D-Money. We need to tell D-Money, hey, it's your turn to speak now. So we need to create another broadcast. So let's come down here and let's broadcast another broadcast. Now notice it goes to joke start because that was the last message we created. Let's create a new message. Joke ask. All right. So when we come back over to D-Money, we can have another event when I receive joke ask. All right. And when he receives joke ask, we want him to say, oh, no, there we go. Say, I don't know what. We'll do that for 3 seconds. Now notice my code's getting a little bit complicated. We have 2 events that he's waiting for. And you know, at this point, I want to start putting in some code comments. So I'm going to add a comment, and I'm going to actually, when we're thinking about sequencing, it might even be easier just to add some sequencing here. So 1, when flag, say, you know, begin conversation, broadcast first message. Now this down here is going to be the third thing that happens. So this is 3. When receive joke ask, say next. Right, we'll just say the next part of the conversation. And over here with puppy, this is the second thing that runs in the game or in the video here, the movie that we're making. So 2. When receive joke start, say beginning of joke. Broadcast joke ask. All right. Now over here with D-Money, we actually need to broadcast something whenever he's done saying, I don't know what. So again, we're going to go back to the broadcasts, go back to events, broadcast. Now this time we want to broadcast something new. Joke finish. All right. So we're going to broadcast joke finish. And I'm going to add that into my comment here. Broadcast joke finish. Okay. All right. So then over here with the puppy, we're going to, when I receive joke finish, then he's going to respond with the, you know, punchline of the joke. And I want something special to happen here as well. Let's do the something special. I'm going to bring in a new sprite. And I spawned it in here earlier. Let's see if we can find it. There's a magic wand. That's cool. Wizard hat. Okay, so I'm going to bring in the wizard hat. Now, I want to put it on my puppy, and I want to shrink it down a little bit. Let's actually So the size can be changed here. I want to make it like 90. Shrink it down, maybe 80. Okay, that's pretty good. So we're going to put a wizard hat on our puppy whenever we, finalize the, whenever we tell the joke, we finish the punchline. Now, I don't want the wizard hat to be here all the time. So let's think, is there some way that I can make the wizard hat go away and then only pop up whenever I want it to? Well, there is. I can add another when flag is clicked block. That when flag is clicked will both make the hat go away if we set this to hide, and it will start the conversation over here. It can do both things at the same time. So let's create a code or a comment here. Because we don't want to ruin the joke, right? We want the hat to go away when the program begins. Now, what we do want to have happen though is we want when the joke. Well, let's finish this here first. Okay, so when the puppy receives joke finish from D-Money tells him to finish his joke, then we're going to say a labracadabra door. Get it? What do you call a dog who knows magic? A labracadabra door? That's hilarious. And it's also my favorite joke. And we're going to put that on the screen for 5 seconds because it's just so good it needs to be there. Now, he's going to say that, but we also want to, so he's going to say that, and then, the program's going to be over. So we don't really need anything down here, but when I receive joke finish, the wizard hat can actually use that same event as well. Where do we go? Oh, up here. When I receive joke finish, then we're going to show. So we'll leave a comment here. Show hat at the end of the joke. Okay, so we have our puppy. Oh, we need a comment here. This is number 5, right? Or no, number 4. Number 4. When receive joke finish the joke. All right. Okay. Let's go ahead and test this out and see if it runs the way we expect it to. Hey puppy, tell me a joke. Okay, what do you call a dog who knows magic? I don't know, what? A labracadabra door. Is that not the cutest thing you've ever seen in your entire life? It is for me. I'm super happy with it. I'm actually going to make the hat go away again. So I want it to wait. Let's set it to wait. You know what I can do? This is even better. Watch this. I'm going to say, I'm going to make the hat laugh because the hat really loves the joke. Now that is on for 5 seconds, so we're going to make this on for 5 seconds. Okay, and then I'm going to make the hat go away. All right, I'm going to try that out, see if that works. Hey puppy, tell me a joke. Okay, what do you call a dog who knows magic? I don't know, what? A labracadabra door. And then it goes away. Beautiful. So that is exactly what we're looking for. That's what we want. Now, you guys can use this broadcasting system. We start with him and then it goes to the puppy, and then it goes back to him, and then it goes back to the puppy. You guys can use this broadcasting system to tell a joke. Now, all of these conditions here, let's say in looks, notice you have switch costume to puppy back. You can change their costumes using code, right? So if maybe I wanted puppy back or puppy side or puppy sit, I could change the costume using the code. So for example, maybe the puppy starts sitting. Let's switch costume. Let's do this. Let's have a flag. Switch costume to puppy sit. And then when he receives the message, then we switch the costume to puppy side, puppy right. What was the costume? Puppy right. That's what it was. So, all right, so now let's run it. So the puppy's sitting. He says, hey, puppy, tell me a joke. The puppy stands up and tells him the joke. That's cool. So we can make that happen. There's all kinds of stuff we can do if we play around. Now, when you're done, remember to share this project. Give some instructions. Click the green flag. Ooh. Put in some notes and comments, and then copy the link and turn that in on Canvas. When you're done with all this, then you can move on to the next week, which is the Power Standard. I'm pretty excited to see what you guys come up with for this project and for the next project. So I will see you next week.